Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and this is another video that I'm making specifically for my Q&A and thought I should give a little bit extra time to this particular question, which is 5 underrated movies. And I picked out a couple. A lot of them are more modern films, and so I was trying to think of some films that I think get too much flack. And honestly, right off the bat is The Accountant, which I actually really enjoyed. This action thriller. I thought that it was well acted, had some interesting characters, the action was good, had some interesting twists, and I would want to see more of this. And it got very like in the 50s rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was confused because I really thought that this deserved higher praise than it really got. And I do highly recommend it. I know among like regular audiences this is very popular. It's a highly rented film. We also have Prometheus, which the first time I saw Prometheus, I absolutely loved it. And I thought it was a really special film, great science fiction, and like after I sat and thought about, the little bug got in my ear thinking, plot holes, plot holes. But I don't think enough for it to get so much flack that it does. And a lot of people think it's like a hot mess and don't think it's worth it. But I really think that there's a lot of really great things about it. And I understand that it has that expectation that it was going to be an Alien prequel. It really didn't have much to do with Alien. And I think that if it didn't have that baggage, I think this would have gotten a lot more praise. Interstellar, which is one of my favorite films ever. And I absolutely love this film, and it got some good praise, but a lot of people there's a lot of people out there that think it's a masterpiece. There's people out there that think it's really overrated and think that it just loses it. I think this film is absolutely amazing from start to finish. It goes to some crazy places, and I think that it's very thematic and deep and visually striking, and unbelievable special effects, some emotional performances. Matthew McConaughey is great. I really love this film, and I would recommend it to anybody. Like, Christopher Nolan's an amazing director. If you love science fiction, Interstellar, I think, is truly a masterpiece. And you can tell, highly influenced by 2001: A Space Odyssey. Passengers. I actually thought this was a pretty good film. And there's some parts that I thought was like, huh. And like, it like goes too much into one direction towards the end, but I think it's actually an interesting, complex, thematic film that deals with some very interesting interactions. The marketing of this film really like killed this film and really caused a lot of flack over this. And like, a lot of people were mad about like, oh my god, he like woke her up and he's like a terrible person. And it's like, it's a very complex thing, and it's understandable, and it's very interesting. And I think if they worked, like, if it was worked a little bit differently, it could be a really intense kind of psychological thriller kind of thing. I still think it's good enough to be like, this is an enjoyable science fiction film. I think it had a lot going for it. And then the last one I'm going to say is, now this did get a lot of positive reviews, but I think it should have like really went up there in terms of getting Oscar praise, and that's Saving Mr. Banks. I absolutely love this film, and I love Mary Poppins, and this really gives a very interesting perspective on it. And I actually think that Colin Farrell was absolutely heartbreaking in this film and really deserved Best Supporting Actor consideration. And then Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks are amazing, and this film really paints an amazing picture of this whole situation and what really went into the making of this film and the actual true influences that goes behind things. And like, watching Mary Poppins now, really thinking about Mr. Banks as a character is really heartbreaking, especially seeing what influenced that. And these are just a few films that I think that are underrated and deserve a little bit more praise, a little more attention. So if you absolutely hate what I had to say, tell me in the comments and tell me why you don't think these deserve more praise than they actually get. And let me know what you think so we could talk movies, because I'm the Wasteland Reviewer and I love talking movies. And thank you for always tuning in and supporting my channel, and signing off.